Hello and welcome to episode 2, and a lot less eventful this week. We didn't crash, we haven't broken down, not yet anyway, so yeah, it's all good. So what do we do this week? We've had lots of cooking outside on our solo stove, so we filmed some of that, lighting some really cozy fires. We've done a cold engine start in -20 with the Unimog. Yeah, anyone who started an old vehicle in the cold will understand that's a bit of a rigmarole. We've done a van tour. We filmed the Aurora Borealis. We've hand-fed reindeer. What else have we done? Oh, we've had a close encounter with some moose. We've done some great drone flights and got some amazing footage over the mountains. We got stuck in snow. But yeah, we didn't crash and we didn't break down. Touch wood, and I will go and touch some wood in a minute. Almost got arrested for shoplifting. Yeah, that really happened. But you'll see what happens with that one there. There was an explanation and everything was sorted out in the end. Good morning everybody. So we're going to go for a drive today, go and see some reindeers, and just waiting for the engine to heat up. It's -25 this morning. Icicles under the vehicle. And I'm going to get it to at least 60 degrees before I try and start the engine. It reduces wear and potential damage. Absolutely beautiful day here today. In Sweden and Finland, a lot of people plug their vehicles in, as you can see here, and they have electric preheaters, but we want to be off-grid, so we've got the auto turn flow 5 kilowatt 12 volt because I've got it on the leisure battery, so the vehicle's 24 volt, but we don't want to use the starting battery for that. And just to keep it extra warm, we've got this covering the front of the engine. So yeah, shouldn't take long, 20-30 minutes I guess. This is engine oil. I put it in last night before we went to bed. That's how thick it is. So imagine starting your engine with an oil like this. And that's why we have an engine preheater. Right, let me show you how cold it is. Wait there. Thank you. Right, in my van mug cup, this is boiling water, and I'll show you just how cold it is here. That is why you need to have good heating and a preheater and good clothing. Boiling water vaporizes in the cold. Okay, let's go and fire the engine up. I'll show you how well it starts in -25 with a preheater. First turn of the key and it's going. We got instant hot air. We've already thawed the windows out because I put the blower on 10 minutes ago. And there it is, just ticking over nicely. Yeah, you wouldn't start it in -25. This Unimog has no glow plug. So yeah, without that we'd be sat here for ages. Well, we'd be sat here indefinitely actually until it warmed up. So I'll quickly show you what all the dials do. This is the air for the brakes, hence the air warning lights on because it hasn't got up yet. That's how you put it in four-wheel drive. That's how you lock the lockers. Revs, speed, tells you what gear you're in. Heater, CB. These for the external lights. We've got the RAM mount here. We have one navigation that we're testing here, another navigation that we're testing here. We've got our dimensions here. That's night mode. That's stealth mode. And just here, apparently, is where you can plug in the night vision. Needless to say, we don't have night vision. And we've got air seats as well. These are really ultra comfortable. Right. So yeah, there's our diesel heater. Auto turn flow, 5 kilowatt. We leave it on 24/7. 12 volt. Does a good job. Keeps us safe. So yeah, that's it. Instant starting. See, it's chugging away now. I meant to get a cover for the winch before we left. I need to clean that off and put something over it, or else it'll be useless if we need it. Because it's frozen solid. Cool. Okay, that's it. That's our engine preheater. We've driven 5,000 kilometers to come and do my favorite thing in the world. And you're just about to find out what that is now. You're enjoying that, aren't you? Oh, here comes Shirty. Hello. Hello.
This one's really hungry.
This particular reindeer got the nickname Shirty because it kept barging into everybody. Reindeer are an iconic part of Norwegian culture, particularly in the north regions, with a history stretching back some 10,000 years. They are perfectly adapted to life in the Arctic. After you've fed the reindeer, make sure you have a little look inside. They make amazing hot chocolate and the beer is really nice. Just a short walk away, there's an absolutely stunning little church and definitely well worth spending 10 minutes having a look around.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a visit. It's really, really good. Try and pick a time where it's not too busy. When we got there, a coach full of people turned up, so we went and had a bite to eat and waited for them to leave, and then it was completely empty. So yeah, it's not one of those super busy places, but you get a few people in there. We're going to wander over and have a look at the ice hotel now, and we'll show you what we find. It's literally just over here. 20 euros a night to stay here. There's a restaurant just there, and there's showers and all sorts going on over here that you can use. So yeah, well worth it. Great place to stay. The electricity went off and 3 vans pulled up from the hotel. 6 people jumped out. We've come to fix your... And it turned out that our fuse had gone. It's embarrassing. Never mind, it is what it is. So this is the entrance to the bar. Reception's just over here. And then the world famous ice hotel's down the bottom. We're going to have a look at that in a few seconds. We're going to partake in a lovely hot chocolate in here first. We made it to the Ice Hotel. So the first Ice Hotel was made in 1983. Let's go and have a look around. So you can actually get married in the Ice Hotel. How cool is that? It's a bit foggy in here from the cold. Wow, look at that. So you can actually stay in these rooms. Not quite sure how that works because I've got a coat on that works down to -50 and I'm chilly. Bit of Illuminati going on there with the owl. So we've just been told by the girl that works in the bar that this one, Suite 205, River and a bed, if you lay in the bed, it does something special. Go on then, Vicky, lay in the bed. Wow.
Lovely to sleep.
That really would. So now we're in the last room in the Ice Hotel. Look at this. And then you've got these little booths up here. And then that's how you get down. Okay, let's do it.
Much as we've enjoyed the Ice Hotel, it's been absolutely fantastic. We're leaving now, and it's a 45-minute drive to a park up we found on Park for Nights.
Well, good morning, folks. We've just got up, had a great night's sleep here. So we're at a parking spot just outside of Corunna, and we've got heavy snow. Great location. So we're kind of overlooking a lake here. I'll take the drone over and show you our location in a minute. What we're going to do is just my morning routine. So I'm going to put the fire on, make some breakfast, have a coffee, put the engine preheater on, and then we'll start with the day. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on. That's the snow coming down. Beautiful forest. And the lake's just over here. So we're going to get the solo stove out, and I store this just under here when we stop. Pretty cold this morning. I think it's minus 15. That should be enough. So we're not going to use firelighters. We're going to use this. If I can find it. 2 seconds. So what we're going to use, we've got a little freezer bag just here. And inside it, we've got some cotton wool that's covered in Vaseline. And that's really, really flammable, even when it's raining and snowing. So we're just going to put that in here. Then we're going to use a striker. Onto the top of the fire. And that's going to get going pretty much straight away. And we're doing a top-down fire. So most people start the fires from the bottom and work up. But actually, if you do it this way round, it works really well too. We're going to cook some bacon and eggs this morning with a nice coffee. And we're going to use the fire to do that, overlooking this lake in heavy snow. Okay, we'll leave that a few minutes and then we'll start building up the fire. It's really starting to come down heavy now. But it's going to be nice and warm next to the fire while we're making breakfast. So this is starting nicely. We're using the solo stove just because they burn really cleanly. They keep the heat in. Comes with this cooking ring here, so you can just put your pan on top. And then when you sat around it, you can put this diffuser around it just to push all the heat down to your legs. That's starting to get going now. Let's go and get my axe and put that away before it starts getting rusty. Just going to pop the rest of this wood underneath before it gets covered in snow. Definitely getting there. So our top-down fire has started really well. We just used those cotton wool buds, dipped in Vaseline, put them in a little freezer bag, and we used one of those little striker things that you can get from pretty much any kind of camping shop. And then you have fire. So we're going to put the... Oh, that's in the way. That'll sit there properly, but that just pushes the heat down rather than it all rising up. And then we just cook on the top, and that's going to be a nice little fire shortly. Yeah, it's an amazing little spot, this, right in the middle of nowhere. There's some people from France here. They're just walking their dog over here, and then it's just us, Gerald and Nina, and snow. Morning, how you doing? So yeah, we're having a great little kind of camp out here. It's 50 kilometers outside of Kiruna, which is not far really, given the vastness of this country. We got here pretty late last night. We had a quick fire. Northern lights came out for about 3 minutes and they were spectacular. Bright reds, greens and oranges. And the snow's coming down heavy now. We're going to get the generator going, charge everything up shortly when everyone is awake. There's the solo stove doing its thing. That's how you know it's cold. I'll show you. It stays as powder, even with my warm hands. Okay, let's get the coffee on. So we've got the Honda EU22i. It's a smart charger, so it's really good if you've got Victron on, because sometimes Victron gets a bit funny about generators because it's not a stable power source. But this is, it's sine wave, smart. And we're just going to top it up and charge our batteries up for an hour or so. So we're going to put the generator just on the edge of the vehicle here to keep the snow off, but we're going to make sure that we have the exhaust facing out with the wind pushing it away from the vehicle. And we've checked our CO2 alarms in case you get any kind of carbon monoxide going on. We wouldn't sleep with this on under any circumstances, and we're going to keep the windows open in case we do get any kind of carbon monoxide going into the vehicle. So Before we plug the electric in, we're just going to start the generator and let it warm up for a few minutes. Let's put this away before it gets full of snow. So it's pretty straightforward. Choke on the side. Put that onto one. There's on and off on the cap. Let the air into the fuel. So it's really quiet. We're going to let this warm up. So we're going to head into town now and get some more wood, pop into the butcher's to get some meat for dinner, and get some reindeer hides for our seats to keep warm. So we've come to get our dinner for this evening, and we're having reindeer. And this shop is pretty kind of famous in the region for kind of really good meat. So we parked here and we're just going to go in and have a little look around. Vicky's already in there, busy, doing what she does best. So we're going to do reindeer steak later with mushrooms. Cool. So we'll have to ask for some advice because I haven't got a clue what I'm looking at. Not a clue. But yeah, we've had reindeer loads and it's really nice. So right, we'll catch up with you in a second. So we've just got these heights here, let me show you. So when you sit outside in the evening and it's minus 25, the backs of your legs get absolutely frozen because it's touching the seat. So we're just going to let the locals lay these on the seats. Vicky's got hers over here, a little white one. And then we've got some reindeer steak, which we're having with mushrooms, onions, and mashed potato. So that's it. Very cool shop. That's the name up there. Look out for the reindeer. They're really, really helpful in here. Lovely people. Right, come on, let's get going. You're not buying any more today, Vicky, that's it. It's over. We've got a bit of wood for tonight. We've got 5 bags, and we're going to have a good old burn up tonight. Nice cold beer for me and a coffee for Vicky, and we're going to sit outside. It's going down to minus 25 tonight, so I'm going to get that loaded up now. Okay, we've found a park up in the middle of nowhere. It's on park for night. We'll stick that on there, and we'll stick on the what 3 words location. Apparently there's deep snow out there. Gerald and Nina are out there already, so we're going to drive over there now and get set up for the night. So we were just driving to our next camp. We got about 5 miles down the road, and this car kind of pulled over and flagged us down, and we thought, oh, it's a subscriber. It wasn't a subscriber. So you remember we came to the garage this morning and I told you that we got some wood and some cable ties and a couple of coffees and some fuel for the generator, blah 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 blah. And I said to the guy, oh, on top of that, I went like this with my hand, can I get 5 and then big bags of logs? And he went, yeah, no problem. I said, yeah, okay, no worries. Let me have a bag. Vicky's going to finish the coffee. I'll take the bits in and I'm going to start loading the logs up. Okay, so I came out, loaded 5 bags of logs up, and then I wasn't sure, had we paid for 4, 5 or 6? So I went back to the reception of the garage just over here, and I shouted, not like loudly, but just, oh, Vicky, do we pay for 4 or 5? And she went, oh no, we paid for 5. She stood with the guy who's taking the money for the logs, or hasn't taken the money for the logs, and yeah, we hadn't paid for them. So the guy that was flagging us down was to say, come back and pay. So as he flagged, I pulled over, I was talking to him and said, oh yeah, I explained the situation. And he said, well, maybe you made a mistake. No. I didn't make a mistake. So I came back, got the manager out and said, look at your cameras, bring up the thingy. And I actually showed him, I said, look for the signal, 5 bags of logs. And then look for me coming back to the shop door, saying, did we pay for 4 or 5, Vicky? Just making sure that we hadn't taken too many. And then you guys can apologise for this embarrassment and for telling me that maybe I'd made a mistake. Now I understand lost in translation. They speak really good English. But when we discussed it 3 times with them, that we wanted the logs, and then they hadn't charged me, the mistake wasn't mine. But the good news is, we got another coffee. So all done and dusted, and then when he take the money he said, oh, do you want the receipt? And Vicky went, oh yeah, I want to double check it. Anyway, what is a day without drama? It's not a day. So yeah, they were good about it. They put it the wrong way, they made a mistake. They'll be able to see that when they look on the cameras because it's quite clear. And we're going back for a fire now with our almost stolen wood. But again, it could have been worse, because if they'd reported it and the local police had come and found us at a park up and kind of arrested us for stolen wood, Now that would have been embarrassing. That would have been, that wouldn't have been good. So I'm glad they found us and tracked us down, but I'm not glad they said, you've made a mistake. Anyway, let's not rant on about it. We're just waiting for the air to fill up in the, so the brakes work properly. So that little needle needs to be around here somewhere, and then we can proceed to our camp stop with our second coffee of the day. Catch you later. Almost there now. What have we got? Another 17 minutes and we'll be at our park up for tonight. Looking forward to getting everything set up. Okay, we're going to do a really quick van tour now. So this Unimog is from 1984. It's going to be really quick too. So we've got a 6-litre engine in here, diesel, no glow plug. So we fitted a Autoterm Flow 5. Wouldn't be able to start it without this. We got this for our CB from Australia. Got this little light bar on the front, massive great big winch here. It has little steps here so that you can actually get into the engine and do some work on it. Underneath we've got icicles, it's that cold. It's got a big plate underneath here to protect the engine. So at the moment we're running these tyres here with spikes. We put those in, that took about 3 hours to do. Auxiliary fuel tank, still got English fuel in it, so yeah, that didn't go well. This is a storage compartment just inside here. This side here we keep the snow chains. Got these little legs on the back just so that when you park up, it doesn't level the vehicle, but what it does is just stops the vehicle moving around. The subscribe now, get quite a few people click on that. Slow vehicle, because it is a slow vehicle. It kind of cruises at 55 miles an hour, so 80 kilometers an hour. This is the exhaust poking out for our Autoterm 4 kilowatt. Gas bottle in there, more snow chains in there. We've got 3, they're not lithium batteries, just standard ones, just in here. That's for the air brakes, those tanks there. This is the main fuel tank. Electric plugs in there. A very frozen Vanguardian. We'll do a video on those, but I'm sure pretty much all of you know about those. And that's the vehicle batteries just in here. And there it is. This Unimog's been around Australia twice and across it. It's extensively done Europe. It was originally German Army. That's the exhaust pipe going up there. So what have we had done light-wise? So we got these from Atkinson Vos in the UK. They're aftermarket lights, really, really bright, super bright. Got these little spotlights here. Got some spotlights here which are absolutely horrendous when it's snowing. Right, this is our setup for camping. So we have a couple of seats here. Snow shovel. Look at that sunrise, beautiful. I say sunrise, it's actually about 11:30 here. So we've got the solo stove with the cooking ring on the top, and then the heat deflector to keep your legs warm. And you can see the size of the hole that it's melted last night. Mic wise, you can see it's just this one side here, there it is. We're using the DJI mics, really easy plug and play. And hopefully they give quite good sound, but we'll soon find out, won't we? Right, let's go and have a look inside. Okay, so bathroom in here. We keep our bedding in there during the day. It's also got kind of hangers so we can dry stuff. My lovely axe here. Fire extinguisher bin, just so it's not on the floor in the way. This is a little screen, and then just up here we have a projector. That's a Boo cool box, very useful. We've got one of those little air fryer things, yeah, really good. Vicky Smeg Cattle, she loves that. Little spice rack here. We run oil lamps in the evening. We like to be as off-grid as possible, so we've kept everything really simple. We do have lights, but we'd rather not use them. Tea, coffee, sugar, cleaning equipment. We keep a candle running in here just to keep it nice. Food and bits and bobs in here. Fire blanket, carbon monoxide alarm. Make sure you're running it, make sure you test it. Got a little oven in here. This one's pots and pans. This is just clothing in here, so Vicky keeps that nice and tidy until I go in there. A couple of photos up there from last year that Vicky got me for Christmas. Right, these things here are absolutely perfect if you've got lots of camera equipment and you want to keep your electrics really simple. These are the DJI 2000 plus the extension, and we've also got a cable that comes from underneath and then it charges it at 500 watts. So yeah, charges really quickly. Bottle opener. This one here is camera equipment. We keep our drones on the wall, so just a couple of screws and then a bungee around the front, and that works quite well. We got these little kind of things here with all bits and bobs, knives, and this liquid is lock de-icer, and we've used that several times. Another lamp, and this is the seating area with a little table where I work from with my laptop and do our editing. And then we've got some nice little lights up here. Oh, this rolls down. It's insulation. We got it really cheap from Amazon, and we just cut it to size, put some Velcro down there, and we've just opened it, and look, that's frozen on the inside to give you an idea of how well this insulation works here. And then we've got the same for the window here, and we've got insulation for this window here as well, and the difference it makes is absolutely colossal. I've just brought my generator in this morning, much to Vicky's dismay, but I left it outside last night. I didn't expect it to go down to minus 31, but needless to say it's frozen, so we're just kind of warming it up gently, not too close to the heater, and then we're going to kind of fire that up and then get our batteries topped up ready for another couple of days here. And that's it. That's the van. Well, there's the auto term controller just there, 4 kilowatt. Well, we've got some fans fitted, but we won't be needing those till the summer. And that's our view today. That's the van for Gerald and Nina, amazing YouTubers. His content's really good. Just watch out. He's got this thing where he likes to go swimming in lakes in the winter. So occasionally you have to see him and his budgie smugglers swimming. It's not nice. I told him last night I don't ever want to see it again. I will skip it in the videos, but he's Australian, so he can't help himself. It is what it is. Right, on to the next bit.
So I've got a bit of a dilemma in my head about this next section. We met the most amazing couples, and we spent 3 or 4 days just partying, having fun, playing in the snow. It was amazing. They're all amazing people, and there is a time and a place for a camera, and sometimes there's just a time to have fun and relax, and that's exactly what we all did. We just kicked back, we lit the fire, we drank beer, and we filmed the aurora, and it was just an amazing time.
So we've got a bit of a problem. Our fuel lines have frozen up. It's 10 o'clock at night now. It's minus 37. So we've got our kind of all of our clothes on, and we're going to try and find somewhere to stay for the night. But we are a little bit out in the middle of nowhere. I'll keep you up to date.